2018 has been an amazing year for Eternal Images, and the cherry on the wedding cake was being awarded Videographer of the Year for the West Midlands. So to say thanks to the couples that nominated me for that, I've decided to run a little award ceremony of my own to give a shout out to some of the very best weddings of the year. So without further ado, here are the categories for the Eternal Images Awards. Number 1, Best First Dance. Now let's be honest, for most couples, the first dance is something you just want to get over with really quickly. The majority of weddings just do, you know, the little just marriage shuffle, back and forth, maybe a little spin if you fancy. Very little choreography, but occasionally we do get something a little bit special. Now, as much as I absolutely adore this first dance from Amanda and Ross's wedding, I think the winner this year has to be Lucy and Matt. Their first dance, it goes on for 5.5 minutes, it goes through so many different dance styles, it's well choreographed, it's funny, sometimes romantic. They might not be the best dancers in the world, but it is full of fun, and I really enjoyed this, and so did the crowd. Most emotional weddings. Most weddings are emotional in some way or another, but for overall, I just had to pick Amy and Callum's wedding.
I'm stood here today in the... I'm stood here today in the wrong shoes. Dads will always be far too big for me, and I will never fill them.
It was a really bittersweet day due to Amy's father having passed away, and so her brother's speech honouring his late father was really poignant and inspiring.
If you were to ask my dad what he would want Amy to find in a partner, I know he would have simply said he would want Amy to find someone who makes her happy. I'm sure you'll all agree she's never looked as happy as she does sat here today.
Best groom. I have to pick Ash from the wedding of Eve and Ash.
We met at Tesco. We met down the frozen aisle, even though Eve said we met down the sweet aisle. Thank you, Tesco, for this day anyway.
I have never come across a groom who seems quite as pleased to be getting married. He's flipping nuts, full of crazy faces and radiating joy.
Under the fireworks on our bench, when you said yes when I proposed to you, is probably the second happiest moment of my life. And you said yes.
The runner-up is Scott from Claire and Scott. I love this guy. He really didn't want a wedding video. He just hated the thought of being filmed and everything, but he comes across amazingly in this video. He does a brilliant speech, and you can just tell he's so in love with his wife, and he has an epic beard. And incidentally, now loves his wedding film, and is glad he booked us. Best father of the bride. There's so many to choose from, it's really, really tough. A close second is Mr. Bircher from Claire Bircher's wedding, but the winner is Alan from the wedding of Emily and Stephen. Alan is such a down-to-earth guy, really good-natured, good-humoured, but the first time he sees Emily in his first look is really emotional, and he also gave the most beautiful speech.
Aww. Don't cry. Tell Emily's dad.
There are two things as a parent that can give your siblings: wings and roots. Emily has grown her wings and fled the nest, but her roots will always be with us.
Best dress. Now when I come home from weddings, my wife always says like, oh, what was the dress like? And to be honest, most of the time I don't even notice the dress because I'm that busy, because I'm a guy, I'm not interested in wedding dresses, to be fair. But this one I did notice. The best wedding I've seen this year is Sam's from Sam and Paul's wedding. It's simple but unusual. I'll let her tell you about why it's so great.
I love this dress because it's got pockets. Oh,
stunning. Oh my gosh, she's wearing a heel.
Runner-up, Amanda from Amanda and Ross's wedding. This is a beautiful, elegant, stunning dress, but it doesn't have pockets, so it doesn't win. Most fun wedding. This has got to go to Kirsty and Tom. This wedding was amazing. Look, there's firework arches. I didn't even know that was a thing. They had David Penn from Britain's Got Talent, the magician, making goldfish appear, and there's decapitations. And it was just the craziest wedding for weather. Like, it was March, but we had snow, we had rain, we had blazing sunshine, and then we had snow again, and it was just mental. Sparklers, fireworks. It's at Blakelands, which I love, and at the heart of it was the absolute cutest couple. They were just so in love with each other. They were just really nice to work with.
Eskimo kiss with the snow.
Most beautiful wedding, hands down for 2018, it's got to be the wedding of Amanda and Ross at the Manor by the Lake in Cheltenham. It was epic in every way. An amazing venue. We've already mentioned beautiful stylish dress, incredible first dance. I think this section here, where they were rehearsing it before they actually did it, is one of my favourite pieces of film that I've made as a filmmaker. Really gives me the feels, this moment.
I can't wait to the next 30, 40, 50 years together. Can't wait to grow old with you. And I love you with all my heart.
They had drone coverage, bouncy castles, singing waiters. Even the rain could not stop this day, and it tipped it down on the bouncy castle, on us, on everything. It was an outdoor wedding, but we had to put all the chairs in suddenly because it rained, but then we had to bring them back out again because it was sunny, and it was just a crazy, crazy day. I've never worked so hard on a wedding as this, but it was just an awesome wedding, one I will never forget. And now the main award, Best Bride. I love all my brides. It's really hard to pick one, but if I absolutely had to pick one, I'm going to have to go with Claire Bircher from The Wedding of Claire and Scott. She is just so beautiful, elegant, kind-hearted. She's got this lovely smile that just radiates happiness and lights up a room. I think these shots of her in the gardens are some of the most beautiful images of a bride I've ever taken. But with Claire, it's impossible not to take beautiful images because she is beautiful inside and out. So those were my picks for 2018. Thank you to all the couples who've made 2018 memorable. And a huge thank you to those who nominated me for my Wedding Videographer Award. I actually don't know who did that, but whoever it was, thank you. Comment in the comments below if you want to own up to that one, but thank you for that. I hope you've enjoyed this little roundup. Have a great 2019.